before I finally just decided, for selfish reasons, yes, I would love to keep her. But for selfless reasons, I don't think it's right. I'm probably gonna wind up being a single mother, and I grew up in a single parent home, so that's not really something that I wanted for my child. And then I had no job. My car wound up going out on me, and then I had this piece of junk because that was all I could afford, and it was definitely not a good baby car. The heater, the air conditioner, both really didn't work very well. Really didn't have anywhere to live, to go. My family, only a couple of them had enough room for even me. Definitely not me and a baby. So I kind of finally just came to my senses and knew that adoption was what I had to do. For her, not for me, but for her. And so 2 weeks before I was induced, we went down. We had gotten to look through some profiles and kind of decide what kind of parents we would like for her. We looked at the profiles and found, I think we narrowed it down to either 2 or 3 couples that we liked. I'm gonna have to do this diamond painting thing later. It's being complicated, and there's not enough. It's too shadowy, and there's not enough light where I'm sitting, so it's okay. But so I decided that's what I needed to do for her. We looked through, narrowed it down to about 3 couples or so. Met with the first one, and we absolutely fell in love with them. So we immediately knew they were her parents. That's who she was meant to be with. They were perfect. Everything we wanted. They were like an older version of us. Except for more like financially stable and such. So we were like, awesome. This is really good. This is gonna be great. This will make me feel better. They wanted an open adoption, and they said I could see her, like every other month. We could have like little get-togethers, and I could bring my friends and my family, and they wanted a really close personal relationship. And so I'm like, oh, this is gonna be really great. Like, I'm still gonna get to see her, and my friends and my family will still get to see her, and it'll be like she's, still in my life, but she'll have a much better life. And so I was really excited about it, and got induced and went to they spent the 3 days with me in the hospital as I had to have a C-section. And sorry, I lost my train of thought. Also, I guess kind of another thing I want to add that was really cool about my story. So I didn't know if I was having a boy or a girl because every time I had a sonogram, the baby either had its hand in the way or turned the wrong way or something like that. So I had picked out a couple names, and the middle name for the girl was my grandmother's name. She was the most amazing person ever, and I really loved and looked up to her. And so I decided if I had a girl, I wanted her to have her middle name, and then the middle name for the boy was my pawpaw, and also my brother's middle name as well. So, but that's what I decided. Well, in the morning that I went to be induced, my Aunt Becky went to pick up a prescription and a red cardinal. A red cardinal landed on her car, which is not a super common bird to just randomly land on your car. Well, that was my granny's favorite bird. So when she told me that, I just immediately started crying, and I was like, it's a girl, I know it's a girl, and I felt like that was God's way of telling me that it was a girl and she was meant to have my granny's middle name. So I kept that story with me. I've always kept that story with me. It's always been really close to my heart. But I told that story to the couple, and they decided that they would keep that name. But they also always liked the name Claire, and they also liked the middle name Anne, as my middle name was Anne, and so was the adoptive mother. So her name wound up being Claire Ann Rose. Super cute. Loved the name. The original name I gave her was Annalise Rose. So everything was great and awesome. She left and went home with them to the hospital. When she was about a month and a half or 2 months old, I got to see her again. The first visit we had at the agency, just kind of like a supervised visit, kind of. We were gonna do that the first couple times, kind of till we got really used to each other, and then we could start meeting outside of the agency. So I met with her, everything went perfect, it was awesome, I was loving things. Me and her dad did separate shortly after I had her, so he was not in the picture for a little while. He kind of came in and out. We were on and off for 8.5 years, so he kind of was in and out of her life and my life, but he was not in the picture at the time. So I met with her and it was awesome. And then not too much longer, I got a phone call from Special Deliveries saying that my daughter had been in a temporary home for about a week and that she was gonna go with a new family, and that I didn't really have a whole lot of say-so in it. I actually wound up speaking to lawyers and all kinds of stuff, and I guess when you go through an agency, you sign your rights to the agency, not to the couple. So they did have full rights to do that. I only knew part of the story at the time, and so at the time I did have a lot of anger. But now I knew more. I've learned more of the story over the years, and then just things are perfect now. But anyway, she was in a temporary home for a week. She was gonna go with a new family. They didn't want somebody in the town that I'm from. They wanted somebody out of this town, just for the sake of the first couple's feelings and stuff. So they did wind up narrowing it down to, I think, 2 couples, and they did actually let me pick between the 2. And I picked one totally complete opposite from the first couple. Total opposite. So definitely not what I would have picked for her. But we wound up meeting with them, and my mom and my Nana also both wound up knowing the mom. She was actually from the original small town that we were from. She used to be the pharmacist, and then now she lives somewhere else and she owns her own pharmacy. So that was really cool, and I really felt like that was a God thing too, and I really feel like she is absolutely at 150% where she's supposed to be. They love her, they adore her. She's very happy with them. She's always got a smile on her face, and she's just really happy, and I'm happy for her, and everything is great. We had a little bit of time in there where we kind of had a miscommunication and lost contact, and I kind of got the agency's help, and we kind of got everything back in line, and everything's been perfect ever since. It really was just lack of communication. But everything is absolutely great. I actually just got to see her this weekend, and it was really good. It was a good visit. I actually got to spend not too long, about an hour, but with her just by herself, so that was really cool. I've never got to do that before. But I've met lots of birth moms along the way, and know lots of women that have been through that, and that does cause a lot of mental problems. It can cause depression, anxiety. You can also have postpartum depression from the baby. There's lots of things. I believe I actually did have postpartum depression, and I think I didn't realize I had it for a long time, and about a year after I had her and placed her for adoption and everything, I actually wound up overdosing on some pills in hopes to kill myself. Obviously, I did not succeed. My body totally rejected it from the get-go. I pretty much just threw it all up, so I didn't have to have my stomach pumped or anything. Again, God was on my side, but I didn't know. I didn't know anything about postpartum depression, and I didn't know that I had probably been experiencing it for a while and just didn't realize it. And it totally had nothing to do with her at all, the reason for doing that. I mean, there really wasn't a whole lot of a reason. I think I just had a lot of pent-up depression, and it just snapped one day. I do know that I'm glad that I didn't die, and that I don't want that. I will never let myself get that low ever again. It was honestly really scary and very traumatic, and I spent, I think, like a week in the pavilion, our crazy house, as they say. But I really got a lot of help, and it gave me a lot of insight on what I'd been going through. And then also, not too terribly long after that, I got to go to my first birth mother retreat in Midland, and I absolutely love going to those. They are so healing. They're fantastic. I've been trying to start up a little group and pact, if you want to say, here in Amarillo, where I'm from, or just in the Panhandle in general. But it's really hard. Maybe this YouTube thing will kick off and I can find other birth mothers and hear their stories. Maybe I can have consults with them and they can tell you their stories. I have learned from those retreats, every birth mother's story is different. Not one is the same. But it's really interesting to hear them all, and it's really fun, and it's very healing. Very, very healing. That was honestly the most healing I've had since the adoption. And I really don't have any issues anymore. I'm not angry. I'm not sad. I mean, there's times, yes, that I wish I had her. So we had to continue our video on a new day because we got interrupted and had to clear some memory out of my phone. Somebody's fixing to go take a night nap. Oh, hey. Hey, Cranky. But I just wanted you guys to see my princess. Say she'll be 17 months tomorrow, the 17th. Huh? Can you blow kisses? Oh, say mwah. Mwah. Can you tell him bye-bye? Bye-bye. Say night-night. Tell him night-night. Night-night. Can you tell him night-night? No? You done? See, I'll be right back. And I'm back. Sorry about the interruption and all the pauses and everything, but I figured I would finish up the video. I was talking about my daughter that I placed for adoption. She's in a perfect home with a perfect family. I got to see her this last weekend. It was great. I do love spending time with her. It's amazing. And if there's other moms out there, birth moms or moms that get pregnant and aren't sure what to do and think they might want to consider adoption, you're always more than welcome to talk to me at any time, and I can answer any of your questions or tell you kind of more, maybe a little more detail about my story. I can connect you with other birth moms as well. That's pretty much it on my birth mom story. But I do have obviously a almost 17-month-old now that I do parent. It's fantastic. I love it. I love being a mom. I wouldn't change anything in the world other than to be her mama. I love her. I love my other daughter too, but like I said at the time, things just weren't right. I wasn't with the man I was meant to be with. I was not financially stable. Just so many things. But she's where God wanted her. She's in a great place, and everything's all good. My now son comes over on the weekends during the school year, and then during the summer he comes over every 3 days. That's my husband's schedule. He works 3 on, 3 off, and then 4 weeks of days and 4 weeks of nights. It's a crazy hectic schedule, and I don't really enjoy it too much. He's on nights right now, so he's sleeping, but it's okay. It'll get better eventually. Hopefully this YouTube thing will really kick off, you know. Put a like on this video. Put a thumbs up if you like this video. Tell your friends, your parents, I don't care, anybody that's got a YouTube to subscribe to my channel. Get this up and going, get everything all good, and maybe he won't have to be away from us anymore. We can be a full-time family together, and he can be a stay-at-home dad as well as I'm a stay-at-home mom. That would be fantastic. But right now I'm just kind of doing the YouTube thing because I just love talking, and I love talking to people, and I love helping people, and anything that I can relate to you with and help you get through, I would love to be that person. So if I wind up making extra money with YouTube, then awesome, that's a bonus. But really, I'm just doing this because I want people to know my story, I want people to know me, and I would like to be able to help others get through similar situations, whether it be depression, anxiety, also postpartum depression as well, adoption, abusive relationships, I don't know if I said that already. Just anything that, you know, I can relate to, or even if I don't relate to it, I can probably give you the best advice I can give. So definitely comments. I will be having an Instagram page as well, and I'll be sharing that with my husband, who also has a YouTube channel as well. He has a channel called Everyday Dad. And then he also has another channel that's a gaming channel. I'm not exactly sure what that one's called. He just barely started it. We're kind of both just starting the YouTube thing, just kind of doing what we love, just in our extra time. My extra time is obviously when the baby is sleeping, whether that be nap time or nighttime at some point. That's usually my extra time, because when she's awake, she's a handful, and she's all over the place and into everything, and I'm trying to teach her as many words as I possibly can. We're going over animals and colors and numbers and all kind of ABCs and all that kind of stuff. So she keeps me very busy, very, very busy. So this is pretty much my free time. Nap time and night-night. So, and sometimes by the time nap time or night-night comes around, I'm exhausted and I'm ready to take a nap or a night-night myself. So, but I'm gonna try my best to keep up with this channel. Like I said, I'll get a more set schedule and I'll post on a certain day every week. If you'd like to see more videos a week, let me know in the comments below. Also, subscribe, like, and comment. If you can do all of those things, like, subscribe, and comment, done when you've done all of those things. And also go like my Instagram page, which I will put in the description below. When you're done, I will give you a shout out if you'd like a shout out. But for now, I guess my shout outs have to go to the families that I watch on YouTube that have given me the inspiration to try YouTube myself, and that would be the family I started watching first. I guess there's quite a few people I watch. But the main people that really got me inspired, I would have to say, would be the LeBrant fam, the Fish fam, or Kyler and Mad, and also the Ace family. The Ace family has probably been my biggest inspiration. They kind of started documentaries and they started showing what they started at to where they are now, and that was my biggest inspiration for me to say, hey, I can do that too. I enjoy talking, I enjoy telling people about my life and helping people, so that's what I want to do. I'm going to record it and I'm going to help other people get through similar situations, and we'll see. I mean, whatever this channel winds up turning into, we'll see. We'll just see where the road takes us. But as for now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Comment when done, and I will give you a shout out. And like I said, if you have a topic you want to talk about, or how many videos you'd like to see a week, please comment below and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more for you.